Alright, today I'm going to be talking about my para observation report. This is the one thing that has made all the difference in supporting my para's professional goals. In Texas, educators are required to have annual professional goals. This includes my support staff as well. I'm supporting 3 paras this year and 2 new teachers, so I'm using this goal rubric on all of them because it's made my life so much easier. You can imagine during the 2021 school year, we're teaching remote, we're teaching in person, plus I'm managing 4 staff members who have never been in the settings that they're in, and so there's a lot of mentoring going on and a lot of feedback that I need to give them, and this has helped streamline and give them the proper support that they know kind of, okay, this is what I need to do, this is where we're going, and this is where I'm at. I want to make sure I'm supporting them effectively, and that is one of my top priorities, so that's why I created this rubric. In order to help with their progress, I created an observational goal report. And it's aligned to our T-TESS rubric. T-TESS is a Texas teacher, I don't know, I'll put it down below. T-TESS means Texas Teacher Evaluation and Support System. It's okay, you don't have to know that because I didn't even know it. I had to put it in my notes to be able to read it to you. The truth is, if you teach in a self-contained classroom, whether you're in Texas or not, your structure and your support probably looks very similar to mine, so this would probably pertain to you. If you wanted to give it a try, it's down in the links below. So this rubric is broken into 5 parts. First part is data collection. The second part is the physical structure of the classroom. The third part is student independence. Part 4 is positive behavior supports. And part 5 is the academic instruction. All right, so let's walk through each of these parts. The data collection part is the data documented during an educator's day. And that's what we discussed before we observe the goals, and then we document what we observe, and then we have a post-conference reviewing what we observed about the data collection. The staff can and should help with data collection. Your support staff need to do that. And they should at least know where the goals are, where the data sheets are, how to access them if they need to. They should also be able to utilize your master class schedule, which we're required to have like a master schedule posted, and so they should at least know where it's at and can follow along for the most part. They shouldn't necessarily have to know everything about every little thing, but if they need to find somebody specific at a specific time, they should be able to do that. The next part is the physical structure and environment. The staff should be able to manipulate the classroom environment and know what areas are used for what tasks or activities. They should also know where the different supplies and materials are throughout the day to be able to support the students in the different activities that are happening. Student independence. This one falls a lot in regards to communication. That is the foundation of success. If students communicate whether or not we want them to, they will find a way to let us know what they need, whether that's through behavior or more appropriate communication methods of sign, vocals, and visuals. If students can't communicate, they will definitely have behaviors. And if they have behaviors, they can't be learning. So we need to make sure that they have access to functional and meaningful communication. So we need to also be able to help them gain that independence. So staff need to know how to use their picture communication supports and how to use their talking devices or signs and how they communicate daily. They also need to be able to help students in different situations throughout the school day, not just in the classroom, that promotes their independence. Making sure they're fading the prompts, allowing the students to maybe walk by themselves a little bit more independently, or helping them get their tray in the beginning of the year, but then at the end of the year they can do it on their own with them just standing and monitoring with proximity control. The next section is positive behavior supports. So this section makes sure that the staff know the students and how to support their behavior needs. They know what the students are motivated by. Do they like Peppa Pig? Do they like Moana? Do they like Starbursts? Or do they like Doritos? All of those things really do matter. Can they redirect the student without making them more upset? Can they redirect simple behaviors and get them back on task when the students may be displaying avoidance behaviors or shutting down? How can they get them back on track? Can they redirect simple behaviors and get them back on task when the students may be displaying avoidance behaviors or shutting down? How can they get them back on track? Can they provide simple positive redirection that's appropriate and meaningful to each student? And do they use pro-social language that supports replacement behaviors and what they want the student to do instead of focusing on what they don't want them to do? So instead of don't run, they use walk please.
The academic section focuses all on the academics in the classroom, or specifically the standards-based alignment, and if you're in Texas, the TEKS. If you're in a self-contained classroom, we focus on prerequisite skills. So do you know where your students' IEP goals are, and do you know how to support those goals, as well as other academics being introduced in your class?
Lastly, if there's anything else you want to elaborate on about your observation, you can list that on the last section of this form. You can list the strengths and the weaknesses that you've observed here as well. You can go over them and discuss these with them in the post-observation meeting. So if you feel like they want or need more support, you guys can work out another observation day and observe at a different time or day, or the same time and day, so that we can see the growth that they have during that time. So I'm using this not only for my paras, but also my 2 new teachers. And it's much more basic than what our state of Texas has provided us, but that's a great stepping stone into where we're going. So you kind of need to scaffold into the main thing. So I hope this has been helpful, and you'll be able to use it with your support staff or your new teachers. And that way they can help meet their goals for the year. Let's support them and help them get there, because we know that we needed that support at beginning our journey in teaching. So let's give that to them. Thank you so much for watching. Questions, comments, or more ideas, leave them down below. And if you need mentorship yourself, join me at Kolo Says, and you can find all that information down below. Until next time, stay passionate and have a blast teaching your kids this week.